This year is entitled, Does God intervene in our halachic system? So many say no, absolutely not. Lo b'shamayim hi. God gave us a Torah, gave us a system of determining halacha and psak, and he's not involved. And there's a celebrated case in Baba Metzia where there's a machloket, an argument between the rabbis, and one rabbi brought in all these miracles to prove his side. He says, if I'm right, let the walls cave in. If I'm right, let the water flow the opposite direction. If I'm right, this should happen, that should happen. And each thing happened, and the other rabbi said, we're not convinced. It doesn't make a difference. Lo b'shamayim hi. There's a halachic system to Paskin over here, and that's it. And if a Navi comes along, a prophet comes and says, God told me the halacha is this way. Sorry. We have a system of majority, and we Paskin like this one over that one. And that's it. So that's the rule regarding halacha. That is true. But it's not so simple that we don't follow things down here based on God's intervention in history. The Rambam goes ahead and says how things will evolve in the Messianic era, not so clear. Mashiach ben Yosef, the Mashiach ben David, who's going to come first, second, what each one is going to do. The Rambam says in the very last chapter in his Mishnah Torah's magnum opus, Hilchot Malachim, he says the order is not clear. So you have the Ramban, for example, on Parsha B'chukotai, where it says that the wild animals, we will not have them anymore. He says one opinion says it means that they won't come into the town. They'll stay outside the town because there are plenty of food outside. They won't need to come in town scavenging for food and ending up hurting people. And another opinion says in Messianic days, the animals will live together. The same as Paskins that the lamb and the lion will live together. The Ramban says that those that say it means literally, cars will change their nature. The Rambam disagrees in the end of Malachim. Ravid agrees with the Ramban that there's going to be change in the laws of nature. And the Rambam says we don't know what's going to be until it happens. So that means in this area, this historical question, and the question regarding the future, will animals' natures change? No man can paskin this historical question, not a technical halachic question. This historical question will be paskined by God. He'll decide what's going to be. And then we'll see, I could go ahead and I could go for the Mikdash, bring a korban, drive over to the Ramakan Zoo, and I could get out of my car and pat the lions. Or at the Jerusalem Zoo, I could pat the lions. Because apparently we go like the Ramban and Ravid, that the animals' natures really changed. Or, because I see that they're all relaxing with each other, they haven't killed each other, they're living with each other, I could go with them too. And all eating only grass, like in the Adam days. Or I'll see that they're still killing each other, even though I'm at the Mikdash. It's Messianic era, there's world peace, but the animals are still attacking each other. And man, okay, so the animal's nature doesn't change. So I cannot get out of my car to Ramat Gadzur at the safari there. I have to wait for God to paskin. So when we say that God doesn't, so to speak, paskin, that is by halachic issues. When it comes to historical issues, then we wait to see how things evolve. Then we say, God holds, so to speak, like the Ravid and the Ramban, and he's changing the animals' natures around. Or no, God's like going with the Rambam's position was the right one. And we see, because the animals are still attacking each other, even though it's the Messianic era. We have the Mikdash and it's world peace. So it's a fascinating distinction between a psak, where God's intervention does not count, technical halacha, and when it comes to historical question, what will happen? So we just wait for history to evolve with Hashem's guiding hand. Yes, Hashem, next year we'll see there's other ramifications to this concept as well. Shalom.